There will come a time when everything feels hard. The weight of your goals might seem too heavy, and the path you're walking on may feel long and exhausting. You might start questioning whether it's worth it or if you're even capable of reaching the end. In moments like these, it's easy to give up. It's easy to stop pushing forward and settle for what's comfortable. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is their ability to push through when it gets tough. In this video, we're going to talk about what it takes to force yourself to keep going even when you don't feel like it. We'll dive into the importance of making tough decisions in those moments, taking action when your energy is low, and how small steps can lead to big changes. You'll learn how to shut down the doubts and excuses that stop you and start moving toward your goals with intention. If you've ever found yourself stuck or ready to quit, this video will give you the tools to get back up and keep moving forward. Stick around, because the next hour and a half could change the way you approach your challenges and help you see that the only thing standing between you and success is the decision to keep going. My friends, in the grand, unpredictable journey of life, there is a moment that is not just probable, but inevitable. A moment that does not define your character in success, but reveals it in struggle. It is a moment when everything feels hard, the weight of your goals might seem too heavy, and the path you're walking on may feel long and exhausting. You might start questioning whether it's worth it, or if you're even capable of reaching the end. In these moments, when the world seems to conspire against you, the path of least resistance is to fall. It is to surrender to the frustration, the exhaustion, or the overwhelming feelings of defeat. It is easy to stay down when things aren't going your way. It is comfortable to stop pushing forward and settle for what is familiar. But what if I told you that this is not a moment of failure, but a moment of choice? The moment you feel that crushing weight is the moment your true potential is called upon. And what separates those who succeed from those who don't is their ability to push through. The first step, the most fundamental and powerful act you can take in the face of this adversity, is to stand up. To stand up is to do more than just rise to your feet. It is an act of defiance against despair. It is a declaration to the universe that you are stronger than your circumstances. It is when you make the conscious choice to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the path may seem. The hardest moments in life are not the ones that come when everything is going smoothly. No, the hardest moments are the ones where it feels like nothing is working, where every step forward feels like a struggle, where the finish line seems too far, and the energy to continue is almost non-existent. But those are the moments that truly define you. Those are the moments when you must decide, do you stay down or do you get back up? The first step in pushing forward when it gets hard is to fundamentally change how you see challenges. You must accept that struggles are not roadblocks. They are an essential, non-negotiable part of the journey. No one, not a single person in the history of human achievement, has ever reached greatness without encountering difficulties. The weak mind sees obstacles as a sign to stop. The strong mind sees them as an invitation to learn. You will face obstacles. You will have setbacks, and you will feel like giving up at times. But these moments are not meant to stop you. They are meant to build you. They are opportunities for growth. Each difficulty you face is a lesson, a chance to improve your resilience, your strength, and your determination. When it gets hard, you have two choices. You can stay down and let your dreams fade, or you can stand up and push forward. It might be tempting to give in to the pressure, to walk away because the effort feels too much. But I want you to think about the devastating consequences of quitting. If you quit, you'll never know what's possible. You'll never know what you're truly capable of. You'll never know what you could have achieved if you had just pushed through the tough moments. And the truth is, you have the power to push through. You have the strength inside you to keep going when things get difficult. But that strength won't come to the surface unless you make the decision to stand up and push forward. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or the right conditions. Success doesn't happen when everything is easy. Success happens when you decide to take action even when it's hard. The moment you make the choice to stand up and keep moving, you're already setting yourself on the path to success. You might not see it at first. It might feel like a small step. But every single step you take counts. Every time you rise above the challenge, you get closer to your goal. And that's what matters, the commitment to keep moving forward, no matter how tough it gets. There will be days when it feels like everything is stacked against you, when the world feels heavy and the path ahead is unclear. But in those moments, you have to remind yourself of why you started. Why did you begin this journey in the first place? What is the vision that you're working towards? When you focus on that vision, it becomes easier to stand up and push forward. You realize that the temporary discomfort you're feeling is insignificant compared to the long-term reality you are creating. It's about the bigger picture. It's about the dream, the goal, and the life that you want to create, and that is absolutely worth fighting for. Standing up isn't just a physical action, it's a mental and spiritual one as well. It's about choosing to believe in yourself when everything seems to be falling apart. It's about trusting that no matter how difficult things get, you have the ability to handle it. Trust is the foundation of pushing forward. Trust in your ability to learn, to grow, and to overcome. The truth is, no one has all the answers. No one has a clear and easy path. But when you trust yourself and decide to keep going, you'll find solutions. You'll figure things out. And that's what separates those who succeed from those who give up the willingness to keep going, even when it seems like there's no way forward. The next step in pushing forward is persistence. Success is not about making one big leap. It's about taking consistent steps day after day. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work even when it's hard. If you want to achieve anything meaningful, you have to stay committed to the process. There will be days when it feels like your efforts aren't paying off. There will be moments when the progress is slow and you start to wonder if it's worth it. But the truth is, every effort you put in, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goal. And those small efforts add up over time. Persistence is the key to making it through the hard times and coming out stronger on the other side. There's also the power of taking responsibility for your own journey. When it gets hard, it's easy to blame external circumstances. It's easy to say, it's not my fault, or I can't do anything about it. But the truth is, you have control over your response to every situation. No one else can determine your success but you. You can't control the challenges that come your way, but you can control how you respond to them. Taking responsibility means choosing to take action no matter what. It means not waiting for someone else to fix things for you. It means deciding that no matter how difficult the situation is, you will stand up and push forward. Because it's your journey, and you are the one who gets to decide how it ends. When you're pushing forward, you might not always have immediate results. You might not always see the impact of your efforts right away, but the key is to keep moving. Every time you push through, even when it's hard, you're building momentum. You're setting yourself up for success, even if you don't see it yet. The most successful people aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who kept going when it was hard. They're the ones who stood up when they wanted to stay down. And they're the ones who ultimately achieved their dreams because they refused to give up. It's also important to remember that growth happens in the difficult moments. The hard times are where you learn the most about yourself. They are where you develop resilience, strength, and character. When everything is easy, there's no need for growth. But when it gets hard, that's when you are forced to dig deep, to find your inner strength, and to rise above the challenge. Those moments of struggle are what will shape you into the person you need to be in order to achieve your goals. So don't shy away from them, embrace them. Stand up, push forward, and know that these are the moments that will make you stronger. And remember this, standing up isn't always about big dramatic actions. Sometimes it's simply about taking one more step when you feel like you can't. It's about getting out of bed when you'd rather stay in. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Every small step forward counts. Every time you push through, no matter how hard it feels, you are moving closer to the person you want to become. When you stand up and push forward, you're making a declaration to the world and to yourself that you are unstoppable. You're saying, I won't let anything stop me. And that's the mindset you need to succeed. Success isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about standing up when it gets hard and continuing to push forward. It's about having the courage to keep going even when it feels impossible. When you decide to stand up and push forward, you are choosing to take control of your life, to pursue your dreams, and to become the person you are meant to be. This profound act of standing up is not just the beginning of your journey. It is the daily defining moment of your character. It is the moment you choose your destiny over despair. It is the moment you decide that your vision is bigger than your doubts. This is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Once you have made the decision to stand up and push forward, you are ready for the next phase of your transformation. You are ready to apply discipline, to build habits, and to face your inner demons. You are ready to start your day with intention and to silence the doubt that has held you captive for so long. Now, we will move forward to discuss how to make this act of will a consistent, powerful habit that will propel you to success. My friends, in our last conversation, we spoke of the defining moment of your journey, the moment you choose to stand up and push forward, even when it gets hard. We recognize that this single act of will is the foundation upon which all future success is built. But now, the question arises, once you have decided to stand up, how do you ensure that this powerful decision carries you through the entire day? How do you maintain that momentum? The answer lies in the very first act of your day. It lies in a choice that is so simple, so profound, that it can single-handedly change the trajectory of your life. I am talking about waking up early and starting with full intention. Waking up early is more than just an act of starting your day. It's a decision that sets the tone for everything that follows. When you rise early, you give yourself a head start, a chance to get ahead before the world begins its usual rush. But it's not just about getting up early, it's about waking up with intention, waking up with purpose, waking up with a clear vision of what you want to achieve. The first moments of your day are the most crucial because they shape everything that comes after. How you start your day determines the kind of energy, focus, and drive you bring to the rest of your task. Waking up early doesn't mean simply rolling out of bed at the crack of dawn and starting the day in a rush. It means waking up with clarity, with a clear understanding of what you want to accomplish. When you wake up early, you take control of the most valuable hours of your day. The early hours are peaceful. They are quiet. The distractions are few. This is the time when your mind is still fresh, your body is rested, and you have the opportunity to set your day up for success. The power of waking up early isn't just in the hours gained, it's in the mindset that you cultivate. By making this simple yet powerful choice, you're saying to yourself that you value your time, you're saying that you respect your goals enough to put in the work early. This is the mindset that drives successful people. It's the willingness to get up before others, to put in the effort when most people are still sleeping. And when you do this consistently, it creates a snowball effect where every day you're building momentum, strengthening your resolve, and becoming more disciplined. Starting your day early gives you time for yourself before the demands of the world start pulling at you. It is an opportunity to work on yourself, to center your mind, and to prepare for the day ahead. But waking up early is only half the battle. You must use that time with full intention. A powerful, intentional morning is built on 3 pillars. Pillar 1, clarity and purpose. The biggest mistake people make is waking up early and then immediately diving into a routine without any real purpose. They check their phone, scroll through social media, and allow the world to dictate their mood and their priorities. This is a waste of your most valuable hours. Starting with intention means knowing exactly what you're going to do when you wake up. It means having a plan in place, having a clear idea of what you want to achieve. Without intention, you'll find yourself wasting time, making excuses, or getting distracted by irrelevant tasks. But when you wake up and start your day with purpose, you direct your energy toward what truly matters. One of the best ways to start your day with intention is by setting specific goals. These don't have to be grand, complicated goals. They just need to be actionable. You could have a goal to work on your health, to focus on a particular project, or to improve a specific skill. Whatever it is, it's essential that you know what you're working toward from the moment you wake up. This gives you clarity and direction, which is crucial for staying motivated and productive throughout the day. Pillar 2, mindfulness and reflection. Another powerful way to start your day with intention is through mindfulness. Instead of rushing to check your phone or get distracted by the endless list of things to do, take a few minutes to center yourself. Breathe deeply. Reflect on your purpose. Reflect on the bigger picture and why you're working so hard. This can help you connect to your deeper motivations, reminding you that your efforts are part of something greater than just the tasks in front of you. This intentional time at the start of your day helps you create a sense of calm before the storm of responsibilities and distractions that will inevitably come. Pillar 3, physical activity. Physical activity is another great way to begin your day with full intention. Whether it's a quick workout, a morning walk, or stretching, getting your body moving early helps you wake up both physically and mentally. Exercise gets your blood flowing, energizes you, and sets a positive tone for the rest of your day. It's a great way to increase your focus and productivity as well as to improve your mood. Starting with movement not only helps you physically but also establishes discipline right from the beginning of your day. The commitment to get up early and move your body reinforces your dedication to your goals. As you get into the habit of waking up early and starting with intention, you'll notice a shift in your mindset. You'll become more disciplined. You'll develop better habits. The act of waking up early will no longer feel like a chore, but like an opportunity to take control of your day before the world has a chance to take control of you. And when you make this choice consistently, it becomes a natural part of your routine. It becomes ingrained in who you are and how you approach life. You'll begin to feel more focused, more driven, and more productive. One of the most powerful aspects of waking up early with intention is the way it boosts your confidence. When you start your day with purpose, you're sending a message to yourself. You're serious about your goals. You're serious about achieving what you set out to do. This sense of purpose and discipline creates a foundation for success. You'll feel more in control, more self-assured, and more ready to face whatever challenges come your way. This confidence doesn't come from any external validation. It comes from knowing that you've put in the effort and taken the right steps to set yourself up for success. Waking up early also creates a sense of accomplishment. The early hours are quiet, and in those moments, you're able to focus without distractions. This is the time when you can get ahead of your competition. It's the time when you can move ahead of the crowd. While others are still asleep, you're making progress. And that progress, no matter how small, is what adds up over time. The cumulative effect of all those early mornings is incredible. The effort you put in now pays off in the long run. You see, waking up early with intention is about making a promise to yourself. It's about deciding that you're going to be productive and focused regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's about committing to the idea that your goals are worth prioritizing. And every time you follow through on that promise, you build trust in yourself. You build momentum. You create a habit of success. Over time, this habit becomes ingrained in who you are. It's no longer just a morning routine. It becomes a part of your identity. You become someone who wakes up early with intention. You become someone who takes full advantage of the day, someone who doesn't let excuses hold them back. And as this becomes a part of who you are, you'll find that achieving your goals is no longer something that takes extra effort. It becomes a natural part of the process. As you continue to wake up early and start with full intention, you'll find that you're more productive, more focused, and more energized throughout the day. Your ability to stay on track and follow through will improve. You'll find that you're more motivated to take action and less likely to procrastinate. You'll feel more in control of your life and your time, and as a result, you'll be able to make more meaningful progress toward your dreams. The key to success lies in your ability to wake up early and start with full intention. It's in making the decision every morning to take control of your time, to focus on your goals, and to put in the work. And when you do this, you'll find that success isn't a distant dream. It's something you can achieve every single day. This act of winning your morning, this deliberate choice to start with purpose, is the first and most critical step in building the life you want. It's the foundation of discipline and consistency that we will discuss in depth. It's the daily practice that proves to you that you have the power to overcome challenges and silence doubt. Now that we have established the life-changing power of an intentional morning, we will move forward to discuss how to defeat the greatest internal enemy of all, doubt. My friends, we have spoken of the moment you choose to stand up when life gets hard. We have explored the power of winning the morning by starting with intention and purpose. These are external acts of will, but they are born from an even greater, more profound internal battle. Before you can conquer the world, you must first conquer the world within you. The greatest enemy of your potential is not an external force. It is not your circumstances, your competition, or your lack of resources. The greatest enemy is doubt. Doubt is a powerful force. It creeps into our minds, often without warning, and whispers to us that we're not good enough, that we're not capable, or that we don't deserve success. Doubt has a way of undermining our confidence and making us question everything we're working toward. It's a silent enemy, a thief that steals your resolve, a poison that paralyzes your will to act. The challenge isn't in the presence of doubt, it's in how we choose to respond to it. The first step to overcoming doubt is to recognize it for what it is, a natural part of the human experience. Everyone faces doubt. Even the most successful people in the world have moments of uncertainty. What separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't is their ability to silence that doubt. It's not that successful people don't feel doubt, they do. But they don't let it control them. They acknowledge it, but they don't allow it to stop them from taking action. They act in spite of the doubt, not because of it. Silencing doubt doesn't happen by simply wishing it away or ignoring it. It requires a deliberate choice to focus on what matters most, your goals. When doubt tries to derail your progress, the key is to remind yourself of why you started in the first place. What are your deepest goals? What are the things that truly matter to you? When you connect with those goals and remember the bigger picture, doubt starts to lose its power. You realize that your vision is greater than any fear or insecurity that doubt can create. One of the most effective ways to silence doubt is through action. Action is the antidote to fear. When you take action, you move away from the paralyzing effects of doubt and toward the momentum of progress. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Every step you take, no matter how small, chips away at the power of doubt. And over time, you'll begin to see that doubt no longer has the same hold over you. You've built a habit of taking action, and that habit becomes stronger than any negative thought that tries to enter your mind. When doubt begins to creep in, the best thing you can do is act. Take one small step, no matter how insignificant it might seem. When you do this, you break the cycle of inaction that doubt tries to create. Doubt thrives in a state of uncertainty and inaction. It feeds on your hesitation, convincing you that you're not ready or not capable. But when you take action, you send a message to yourself that you're in control. You're choosing to move forward even when the future is unclear. This shift in mindset is powerful because it stops doubt in its tracks and shifts your focus from fear to progress. Acting on your deepest goals means staying connected to your purpose even when doubt tells you to give up. It means remembering why you're doing what you're doing, especially when the road gets tough. Your goals are worth the struggle. They are worth the discomfort. You have to remind yourself that doubt is just a temporary obstacle, not a permanent roadblock. When you keep moving forward, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than the doubts that try to hold you back. To truly silence doubt, you need to become unwavering in your commitment to your goals. This doesn't mean that you won't experience setbacks or moments of uncertainty. It means that despite those setbacks, you continue to act. You continue to take the steps necessary to get closer to your goal. The more you stay committed, the more you begin to trust in yourself, and when you trust in yourself, doubt starts to lose its grip. The more you prove that you can handle challenges and keep moving forward, the more you build your confidence and the less room there is for doubt. Another way to silence doubt is by surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environments you put yourself in all have an impact on your mindset. If you surround yourself with negativity or people who don't support your goals, it's much harder to silence doubt. But when you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who challenge you to be better, you begin to see things differently. You start to realize that doubt is not a reflection of who you are or what you're capable of. It's just a passing thought, a fleeting emotion that doesn't define you. Doubt often arises when we're not clear on our goals or when we're not fully committed to them. When you act on your deepest goals, you align your actions with your purpose. This alignment creates clarity. When you know exactly what you're working toward, doubt has less room to grow. The clearer your vision, the less likely doubt can interfere. You become more focused, more determined, and more resilient. Each step you take toward your goals reinforces that clarity, making it easier to keep going even when things get tough. It's also important to recognize that doubt often comes from a place of fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. But fear is a liar. Fear tells you that you can't do it, that you're not capable. But the truth is, fear is just a feeling. It's a feeling that has no power over you unless you let it. When you take action, you tell fear that it doesn't get to dictate your choices. You choose to act anyway. You choose to keep moving forward no matter how fear tries to hold you back. The process of silencing doubt is ongoing. It's not something that happens overnight, but each time you take action in spite of doubt, you get stronger. You build more confidence. You become more resilient, and eventually, You reach a point where doubt no longer has the power to stop you. It may still show up from time to time, but it won't have the same impact. You'll have learned how to push past it, how to act anyway, and how to stay focused on your deepest goals. Silencing doubt isn't about ignoring it or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging it and then choosing to move forward regardless. It's about staying connected to your goals, staying committed to your purpose, and taking action no matter what. The more you do this, the more you'll find that doubt has less and less power over you. And as you act on your deepest goals, you'll realize that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. This is the great work of self-mastery. The ability to silence the internal critic, to move past the paralysis of doubt, and to choose to act on your deepest goals is what separates a life of quiet desperation from a life of profound purpose. Now that we have discovered how to win this ultimate battle within, what is the next step? We must turn our attention to the cycles that keep us stuck. We must learn to identify the habits that hold us back and then take a single, bold step to break free. My friends, we have spoken of the ultimate battle, the battle within. We have learned to stand up when adversity strikes and to silence the doubt that whispers from the shadows of our minds. But what if you are doing all of this and still find yourself stuck? What if you are taking small steps but feel like you're simply walking in a circle? This is the reality for so many. We find ourselves trapped in cycles. A cycle of procrastination, where we commit to our goals only to find ourselves putting off the work until tomorrow. A cycle of self-doubt, where we believe in our potential in one moment only to have that belief crumble in the next. A cycle of a lack of motivation, where we go through the motions getting nowhere. These cycles, while comfortable and familiar, are the very chains that keep us from moving forward. They are a trap, a silent enemy that lulls us into a false sense of security while our potential slowly withers away. The more we stay in these cycles, the harder it becomes to break free. It feels like we're trapped with no way out. But here's the truth. The key to breaking the cycle is taking one bold step. It starts with the simple realization that you are in a cycle. We can't change what we don't acknowledge. If you are constantly delaying your goals, if you are stuck in a routine that doesn't serve you, if you keep telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow, then you are in a cycle. And that cycle, while it may feel comfortable, is keeping you from the life you deserve. Breaking the cycle doesn't require a huge, dramatic change. It doesn't require you to throw everything out of balance. What it takes is one bold step, one action, one moment where you decide enough is enough. That one moment is what starts the process of transformation. It is easy to stay where you are, to keep telling yourself that it's not the right time or that you're not ready. But the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. The conditions will never be perfect. There will always be a reason to stay in the cycle. But once you decide to take that bold step, everything changes. Think about it. Every successful person, no matter what they've achieved, had to make that decision at some point. They had to break the cycle of comfort and complacency. They had to take that first step. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't comfortable, but it was necessary. The biggest regret people have when they look back on their lives is not the things they did, but the things they didn't do. It's the chances they didn't take, the risks they avoided, the steps they never took because they were too afraid or too comfortable in their cycle. You are no different from those people who achieved greatness. The only thing separating you from them is the action they took that you haven't yet taken. The only thing that's stopping you is the fear of what might happen if you step out of your comfort zone. And that's natural. Fear is a part of being human. But here's the thing. You have to learn to move through that fear. You have to push past the discomfort and take that bold step. What makes this step so powerful is that it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it won't be perfect, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you took action. You didn't wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect circumstances. You simply made the decision to move forward. And when you take that step, the momentum you create will carry you forward. One step leads to another, and before you know it, you've broken free from the cycle. The truth is, the longer you wait, the harder it gets to break free. The longer you stay stuck in that cycle, the more it becomes a part of your identity. You start to believe that this is just who you are, that you're someone who can't move forward or doesn't have what it takes. But that's a lie. The truth is, you have everything you need to move forward. You have the power to take action. You have the strength to push past your fears. But it starts with one bold step. You may be thinking, what if I take that step and fail? That's a valid concern, but here's the truth. Failure is not the end. Failure is simply part of the process. Every person who has ever achieved anything worth achieving has failed along the way. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is their ability to keep going after failure. Failure doesn't define you. It's just feedback. It's a lesson. It's a stepping stone on the path to success. So stop waiting for things to be perfect. Stop waiting for the right moment to come. That moment is now. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to take that one bold step. It could be as simple as starting a conversation, writing the first word, making the first phone call, or setting the first goal. Whatever it is, take that step today. When you take that step, you break the cycle of procrastination. You break the cycle of fear. You break the cycle of doubt. And you create a new cycle, a cycle of action and progress. Every step you take after that initial bold step will become easier. You'll build confidence. You'll build momentum. You'll begin to see results. And that will fuel your desire to keep going. The more steps you take, the more you realize that the cycle of complacency no longer has control over you. Breaking the cycle isn't just about making a decision. It's about staying committed to that decision. Once you've taken that bold step, you have to follow through. You have to keep going even when things get tough. The cycle you're trying to break may not let go easily. It may try to pull you back in with excuses or distractions, but this is where you get to prove to yourself that you're stronger than the cycle. This is where your true power lies. In every moment of decision, in every moment of challenge, you have the choice to keep going. You have the choice to push through the discomfort. And when you choose to keep going, when you choose to take the next step, you gain control over your life. You stop letting circumstances dictate your actions. You start making choices that align with your deepest desires and goals. When you break the cycle, you step into your power. You step into the life you were meant to live. You start creating the future you've always wanted, and it all begins with one bold step. Don't wait any longer. Don't put it off. Take that step today and break free from the cycle that's been holding you back. You've got everything you need to succeed. It's time to act on it. This act of breaking the cycle with a single bold step is the ultimate declaration of your will. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated power that has the capacity to change everything. Now that we have discovered how to break free, what is the next step? How do we ensure that this initial burst of courage becomes a long-lasting, unstoppable force? The answer lies in the disciplined, consistent action that we will explore next. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's not a fleeting feeling or a temporary burst of energy. It's a choice you make every day. It's the commitment to show up even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, and even when the world around you tells you to stop. Discipline is about consistency. It's about deciding that your goals matter enough to do the work day in and day out. You've heard people say that success is built on habits, and that's true. But what people often leave out is that habits aren't built overnight. They are built one action at a time, every single. The discipline to show up and take action even when motivation is low is what creates those habits. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that keeps it going. And that fire is what fuels your growth, your progress, and your transformation. When you choose discipline, you choose your future. It's that simple. Your future is shaped by what you do today, not by what you wish for tomorrow. Discipline means doing the work when no one is watching, when there's no applause, when there's no immediate reward. It's the quiet effort that doesn't get the spotlight, but it's the effort that makes all the difference in the long run. You have to learn to trust that. You have to trust that your effort matters even when it feels like nothing is changing. One of the hardest parts of discipline is understanding that results don't come immediately. You don't see instant rewards for showing up every day. But that's where faith comes in. Faith that the work you're putting in today will show up tomorrow and the day after that. You may not see the results right away, but they are happening. They're building beneath the surface in the small actions that don't seem significant at the time but compound over time. The truth is, You will have days when you don't feel like showing up, days when you want to quit, days when you'd rather do anything but work on your goals. Those days are inevitable. They're part of the process. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is the decision to keep going anyway. You keep showing up not because it's easy, but because you've made a commitment to yourself, you've made a commitment to your dreams, and this is the key. Discipline isn't about motivation, it's about determination. Motivation is an emotional response. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you'll feel motivated, and other days you won't. Discipline is the thing that carries you on the days when motivation has left you. It's the consistency that turns small efforts into big results. It's about making the choice to show up regardless of how you feel. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved incredible things. They didn't get there by waiting for inspiration to strike. They didn't get there by giving in to distractions. They got there by doing the work day after day, by staying disciplined in their pursuit of their goals. And you can do the same. You can build the same kind of momentum by making the decision to show up even when it's difficult. But here's the thing, discipline isn't just about work, it's about showing up for yourself. It's about treating your dreams with the respect they deserve. You have to honor the commitment you've made to your future. You can't expect extraordinary results from ordinary effort. If you want something different in your life, you have to be willing to do things differently. You have to be willing to work harder, smarter, and more consistently than you ever have before. You can't wait for perfect conditions. You can't wait for everything to align perfectly before you start. You have to start where you are, with what you have. You have to make the best of the present moment. If you wait for things to be perfect, you'll never get started. The perfect time is now. The perfect moment is the one you create. The discipline to act even when conditions aren't ideal is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who never do. Every day is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can keep going. Every day is an opportunity to build your discipline. Every day is a chance to strengthen your commitment to your goals. And that's why showing up is so powerful. It's not just about what you do, it's about who you become in the process. Every time you push through a challenge, you grow stronger. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you build a foundation for your future success. There will be days when you'll want to give up. You'll feel tired. You'll feel like it's not worth it. But I promise you, those are the days that matter the most. Those are the days that determine whether or not you succeed. When you choose discipline on those days, you choose your future. You choose progress. You choose growth. And that's where the magic happens. No one can do the work for you. No one can make the decision to show up for you. It's all on you. But that's a good thing. That means you have the power, you have the control, you get to decide every single day whether you will keep going or whether you will quit. And if you make the choice to keep going, even when it's hard, you will win. That's how success is built, through the consistency of showing up and doing the work, even when the results aren't immediate. Here's what happens when you commit to showing up every day. You start to build momentum. Momentum is the key to long-term success. Once you get into a rhythm of doing the work, it becomes easier. The effort doesn't feel as difficult. The progress becomes more visible, and the results begin to show up in your life. But remember, momentum doesn't happen overnight. It's built one day at a time. Every small step counts. Every choice to stay disciplined counts. And eventually, those small steps turn into big strides, and those big strides turn into massive progress. It's all about consistency. It's all about showing up. And that's how you build the life you want. So choose discipline. Choose to keep showing up every day. Choose to make your dreams a priority. Choose to act even when you don't feel like it. Because when you show up for yourself every day, you're building something incredible. You're building a future that reflects the effort, the dedication, and the discipline you put in today. Discipline isn't easy. It's not always fun, but it is the foundation of everything you want. It's what will carry you to your goals. It's what will make your dreams a reality. So choose it. Make the decision to show up even on the hard days. Make the commitment to do the work even when it feels like progress is slow. And keep going, because when you choose discipline, you're choosing to create the life you deserve. If you're finding this message valuable and you want to master the art of pushing forward, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future guides on self-mastery and success. Your journey starts with a single click. My friends, we have journeyed through some of the most critical elements of self-mastery. We've discussed the power of standing up when you fall, the victory of winning your morning, and the battle of silencing doubt with action. These are powerful principles, but all of them can be rendered useless by one single insidious force, a force that has held more people back than any external obstacle ever could. I am talking about excuses. Excuses are the silent killers of progress. They are the words you use to explain why you haven't achieved your goals yet, why things haven't worked out, and why you can't move forward. They are the comfortable lies you tell yourself to avoid the discomfort of growth. They show up when you are faced with a challenge, when things get tough, and when fear starts creeping in. They are easy to make, comfortable to say, and they provide a temporary relief from the pain of pushing through the hard moments. But here's the harsh truth you must face. Excuses don't change anything. They don't bring you closer to your dreams. They don't solve problems. They only delay your success. When you allow excuses to take root, you are, in that very moment, handing over control of your life. You allow circumstances, challenges, and feelings of doubt to dictate your actions. You let your mind convince you that you're not capable, that the timing isn't right, or that you'll try again later. But the longer you let those excuses control you, the further you move away from your potential. You're not stuck because of the situation you're in. You're stuck because you let excuses stop you from moving forward. It's time to shut them down, right now. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more allowing your fear or your doubts to speak louder than your dreams. You have to take control of your life, and that starts by eliminating every excuse that has held you back. The choice is yours. The power is yours. And it's time to stop giving your power away. To truly shut down excuses, you must first understand their anatomy. An excuse is not a fact. It is a story you tell yourself. And it always has three parts. The blame, it's not my fault. It's because of my boss, my family, the economy. The victimhood, life is happening to me. I can't do anything about it. The delay, I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired today. Start by recognizing excuses for what they truly are, a form of self-sabotage. Every time you say, I can't, I'm not ready, or it's too hard, you are actively choosing to remain in the same place. You are choosing comfort over growth. You are choosing security over potential. And that choice doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't lead to the life you want. It keeps you stuck in the same place you've always been. But you have the power to change that. You can choose to stop giving excuses a voice in your life. When the urge to give in to an excuse arises, recognize it for what it is and decide to do the opposite. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I will find a way. Instead of saying, it's too hard, remind yourself that growth comes from discomfort. Instead of waiting for the perfect time, realize that the best time to start is always now. Taking control means not waiting for someone else to make it happen for you. It means not waiting for permission. It means recognizing that you are responsible for your own success. No one else is coming to save you. If you want change in your life, it's up to you to create it. And the first step in that process is to shut down the excuses that have kept you from taking action. You will have challenges. Life will throw obstacles in your way. You will face moments when you doubt yourself. That's part of the journey, but you have to decide in those moments to push through. You can't allow excuses to dictate your actions. You can't afford to give them any more power. Every time you choose to act, regardless of the challenges, you take back control. You reaffirm to yourself that you are in charge of your life. And that's a powerful shift. Here's the thing about excuses. They often come from a place of fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. But fear is a natural part of life. It doesn't go away no matter how successful you become. So you can either choose to live in fear and let it hold you back, or you can acknowledge it and take action anyway. You can let fear be a motivator instead of a hindrance. When you stop allowing excuses to run your life, you free yourself from the constant cycle of frustration and regret. You stop saying, maybe tomorrow, and start saying, today. You stop waiting for things to align perfectly and start doing the work regardless of the circumstances. That's how success is built, not by waiting for the right time, but by creating the right time through consistent action. Every small step you take Every decision you make to act instead of make an excuse brings you closer to your goals. It's important to understand that shutting down excuses doesn't mean the path will always be easy. It doesn't mean there won't be setbacks or failures along the way. But it does mean that you are no longer allowing obstacles to stop you. You are no longer allowing the fear of failure to control you. Instead, you're choosing to embrace those obstacles as part of the process. You're choosing to see challenges as opportunities for growth, and you're choosing to take control of your own destiny. One of the most freeing things you can do for yourself is to stop relying on motivation. Motivation is great when it's there, but it's unreliable. It's like a wave that crashes in and then recedes. Discipline, on the other hand, is what gets you through the tough times. Discipline is what makes you show up even when you don't feel like it. And discipline is what will help you shut down excuses. When you build discipline into your daily routine, excuses no longer have the power to derail you. You simply do the work regardless of how you feel. And when you do that, you create momentum that will push you through the tough times and keep you moving forward. Shutting down excuses also means facing the truth. The truth is, you already have everything you need to succeed. You have the skills, the resources, and the ability. What you may be lacking is the courage to take action. What you may be lacking is the willingness to push past your fear, your doubt, and your excuses. And that's the part you have to take control of. You have to face the truth about your potential. You have to stop letting excuses distract you from what you're truly capable of. So the next time an excuse pops into your mind, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is it true that you don't have the time? Is it true that you're not capable? Is it true that you're too tired? The answer is almost always no. You have the time, you are capable, you can push through the tiredness, you just have to make the decision to do it. And once you do, you'll realize that the excuses were never as powerful as you thought. They were just stories you told yourself to stay comfortable. It's time to take control. It's time to stop waiting for things to change and start making changes. It's time to stop giving excuses the power to hold you back. Your goals are waiting for you, but they will never come to you until you decide to go after them. And the only way to do that is to take full responsibility for your actions. No more blaming circumstances. No more playing the victim. No more hiding behind excuses. You are in control of your life, and when you take that control, you unlock the power to create the future you desire. So shut down the excuses, take action, take control, and start building the life you deserve. Because the moment you decide to take control is the moment your journey begins. My friends, we have faced the enemy head on. We have seen that excuses are not a part of your life, they are a choice you make. And the greatest act of self-mastery is the moment you choose to act in spite of them. This is the foundation of the next critical steps in our journey. To commit to doing what you said you would do, to move forward with responsibility, and to dig deeper when the path gets tough. The power is within you. The choice is yours. My friends, we have spoken of the fundamental acts of a life of purpose. We have discussed the courage it takes to stand up when life knocks you down. We have learned to win our mornings by starting with intention, and we have begun to win the internal war against doubt. We have laid the foundation. We have built the walls. But now we must face the ultimate test of our resolve. This is the moment when the initial excitement fades. This is the moment when the hard work truly begins. This is the moment when the true measure of your dedication is tested. I am talking about the ability to dig deeper and do what you said you would. When you commit to something, you are making a promise to yourself. You are deciding that this goal, this vision, this dream is important enough to follow through on. But commitment alone is not enough. It's not just about making a decision to start, it's about following through with everything you've promised to do. It's about digging deeper when the challenges pile up, when your motivation starts to slip, and when the path feels long and lonely. The true measure of your dedication lies in your ability to do what you said you would do, even when it gets difficult. There is a natural rhythm to every great endeavor. The beginning is always marked by a burst of energy, a surge of optimism, and the thrill of a new start. It is a honeymoon period, and it is easy to stay committed when everything is fresh and exciting. But as the journey unfolds, as the days turn into weeks and the weeks turn into months, that initial excitement can start to fade. The path becomes steeper, the work becomes harder, and the voice of doubt, which we have worked so hard to silence, begins to whisper again. This is the point of 100 choices. 100 choices to turn back. 100 choices to take the easy way out. 100 choices to break the promise you made to yourself. This is the point of 1,000 little decisions, each one seemingly insignificant, that either leads you back to mediocrity or forward to greatness. It is at this point that you must dig deeper. Digging deeper isn't just about trying harder, it is about reconnecting with your why. It's about remembering why you set that goal in the first place and reigniting the passion that fueled your initial decision. The energy you had at the beginning, that burst of excitement and optimism, was real, but it was a temporary gift. The long-term fuel, the sustainable energy that will carry you to the finish line, is a memory of that initial feeling and an unwavering commitment to your purpose. It is easy to stay motivated when things are going well, but the true test of your resolve comes when you face obstacles, when things don't go as planned, or when your energy is low. That's when the rubber meets the road. That's when you have to make a conscious decision to push through, to take another step forward, and to keep going no matter what. It's not about finding excuses or blaming circumstances. It's about digging deeper and doing what you said you would do. Doing what you said you would do requires discipline. It requires showing up day after day even when you don't feel like it. It requires doing the hard things even when they're uncomfortable or inconvenient. It requires sticking to your word and holding yourself accountable. And when you do this consistently, day in and day out, you begin to build trust with yourself. You build a reputation with yourself as someone who does what they say they will do, and that trust is one of the most powerful things you can have in life. When you follow through on your commitments, you are developing character. You are showing yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, and that you can be trusted to do what you said you would do. This sense of self-respect is what keeps you moving forward when times get tough. When you start following through even when you don't feel like it, you create momentum. The more you do it, the easier it becomes to do it again and again. It becomes part of who you are. There will be times when you feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. There will be moments when the road ahead seems too long or too difficult, but in those moments, you need to remind yourself that success is not about always feeling inspired or motivated. It's about consistency. It's about showing up even when it's hard. It's about doing what you said you would do no matter what. The truth is, every time you follow through on your commitments, you build resilience. You teach yourself that challenges don't have to stop you. You teach yourself that no matter how tough the journey may get, you can push through. And as you dig deeper and take action despite the obstacles, you begin to see results. Small wins add up over time. And before you know it, those small wins lead to bigger victories. But it all starts with digging deeper and doing what you said you would do. You must understand that growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you stretch yourself, when you push beyond the limits you've set for yourself, and when you choose to do what you promised even when it's difficult. The more you challenge yourself to follow through, the more you grow. And as you grow, your capacity to handle bigger challenges increases. You become stronger, more confident, and more capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. So when the hard days come, and they will come, remember that they are not a sign to quit. They are an opportunity to prove to yourself that you have what it takes to keep going. Dig deeper. Remind yourself why you started. Tap into your inner strength and take one more step forward. Don't allow the difficulties to discourage you. Let them fuel your determination. Let them push you to dig deeper and to keep doing what you said you would do. It's also important to remember that perfection is not the goal. There will be setbacks. There will be mistakes. There will be moments when you feel like you're failing. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. Every time you fall down, you have the chance to get back up stronger and more determined than before. The key is to keep moving forward no matter what. Digging deeper doesn't mean ignoring your struggles. It doesn't mean pretending that things are easy when they're not. It means acknowledging the challenges and still deciding to keep going. It means doing what you said you would do even when the world is against you. It's about showing up for yourself even when the circumstances are less than ideal. This journey is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about doing what you said you would do even when no one is watching, even when there's no immediate reward, and even when you feel like giving up. It's about understanding that the process is just as important as the outcome, and when you commit to the process, when you dig deeper and stay true to your word, the outcome will take care of itself. Remember, success is not a destination, it's a journey. And the journey is made up of the small decisions you make every day. The decision to dig deeper, the decision to do what you said you would do, the decision to stay committed to your goals no matter how tough the road gets. These are the decisions that shape your future. These are the actions that create lasting success. And when you commit to them, you will achieve things you never thought possible. So dig deep, stay focused, keep pushing forward, and most importantly, do what you said you would do. Because when you do, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. And that is the true power of consistency, commitment, and belief in yourself. With this newfound understanding of commitment and perseverance, we are now ready to harness our actions in a way that truly serves us. This leads us to our next crucial principle, the ability to look forward with full responsibility and to make the powerful choice to let the future, not the past, be your guide. My friends, we have traveled far on this journey together. We have learned that the true measure of a person is not found in their moments of ease, but in their moments of struggle. We have understood the profound power of standing up when life knocks you down, of winning your mornings with intention, and of digging deeper when the initial excitement fades. But all of these powerful internal shifts are simply preparation for one crucial, continuous act, the decision to look forward and move with full responsibility. Every moment, every single day, you are presented with a choice. It is a choice that determines your direction. You can either look back at what you've done, your past mistakes, your failures, the opportunities you missed, or you can look forward at what you still need to accomplish. The weak version of you is obsessed with the past. It dwells on yesterday's defeats, uses past trauma as an excuse for today's inaction, and allows its history to dictate its destiny. The past, while important for lessons, can never be your focus for too long. To stare into the past is to walk backward into the future, and you will stumble on every obstacle in your way. The true power, the liberating force that will propel you to greatness, comes from the ability to look forward and move with full responsibility toward the life you want to create. There is an undeniable, visceral strength in embracing responsibility. It is in the understanding that your future is not a matter of luck, but a direct result of the decisions you make today. Your actions, your thoughts, your every step moves you either closer to or further away from your dreams. Looking forward means taking full ownership of where you are and where you're going. It means acknowledging with a clear and honest mind that the past, no matter how difficult or painful, cannot and will not control your present or your future. The moment you accept responsibility for where you are in life is the moment you unlock the power to change it. It is the moment you realize you are not a helpless victim of circumstance. You are the driver. You are in charge of your direction. You are the one who decides whether or not you move forward, regardless of the challenges that may come your way. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for every failure or setback. It's not about being hard on yourself or dwelling on the mistakes you've made. It's about a fundamental shift in perspective. It's about owning the fact that you have the power to shape your future. Your actions today create your tomorrow. Your choices today determine your future, not your circumstances, not your past, and certainly not your feelings in the moment. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that life happens to you. It's easy to point fingers at others, to blame your situation, your upbringing, or your current environment for where you are. But the truth is, no one else is responsible for your life except for you. It's easy to make excuses, to justify why things aren't working out the way you'd hoped. But when you take responsibility, you stop looking for excuses. You stop looking for someone or something to blame. You focus solely on what you can control, the decisions you make and the actions you take. Taking responsibility means acknowledging your power. You are not helpless. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your reality. If you don't like where you are, then it's time to look forward. Take responsibility for where you are now and make the decisions that will move you in the direction you want to go. There's no waiting for someone to come and save you. There's no waiting for a perfect moment. You have everything you need right now to take that first step forward. When you look forward, you focus on possibilities rather than limitations. You see the potential for growth even in the face of difficulty. It's about shifting your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. The future is wide open, and every decision you make today opens doors to new opportunities. But if you stay stuck looking at what's behind you, you'll miss those opportunities. You'll miss the chance to create the future you desire. Looking forward gives you clarity. It allows you to set a course and follow it, no matter how long it takes. Moving with full responsibility is about understanding that you have the power to choose how you respond to every situation. Life will throw challenges your way. There will be times when things don't go as planned. You will face setbacks, rejections, and even failures. But none of that defines you. What defines you is how you respond, how you take responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, and actions in the face of those challenges. The key to progress is not in avoiding difficulty, but in learning to face it head-on with responsibility. It's also important to remember that moving forward with responsibility isn't always easy. It requires courage. It requires you to step outside your comfort zone and do the hard things. It means facing uncomfortable truths about yourself and your situation and then making the decision to change. Taking responsibility is the opposite of complacency. It's the opposite of sitting back and waiting for something to happen. It's about taking ownership of your life and deciding that you will take action regardless of the obstacles in your way. One of the most powerful aspects of moving forward with full responsibility is the impact it has on your mindset. When you take full responsibility for your actions and decisions, you stop feeling like a victim of life. You stop feeling like things are happening to you. You start seeing yourself as an active participant in your life, someone who is shaping their own destiny. And this shift in mindset is incredibly empowering. It removes the feeling of helplessness and replaces it with a sense of control. It gives you the strength to face difficult situations with confidence, knowing that you are in charge of how you respond. Looking forward and moving with responsibility also means planning for the future with intention. It's not enough to just go through the motions every day, hoping things will work out. You need to have a clear vision of where you're going and a plan for how to get there. Responsibility means doing the work required to achieve your goals. It means setting aside distractions, focusing on what matters most, and putting in the effort day after day. It means being accountable to yourself and your goals, even when it's difficult or when the results don't come as quickly as you'd like. But let's be clear, moving forward with responsibility isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's not about never making mistakes or always having the right answers. It's about doing your best, staying true to your word, and learning from the inevitable mistakes along the way. It's about accepting that failure is not the end, it's just part of the process. And when you take responsibility for your actions, you can always learn from those failures and use them to fuel your next steps forward. When you look forward and move with full responsibility, you take ownership of your future. You stop waiting for things to align perfectly or for external circumstances to change. You realize that you are the creator of your destiny, and once you make that decision to take responsibility, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. No longer will you be held back by the past. No longer will you allow excuses or fear to control your actions. You will move forward with confidence, knowing that your choices today will determine your tomorrow. The journey forward is not always linear. There will be ups and downs, challenges and successes, moments of doubt and moments of clarity. But as long as you continue to move forward with responsibility, you are always making progress. You are always growing, evolving, and becoming the person you were meant to be. Looking forward and moving with responsibility is a constant practice. It's something you must choose every day, every moment. But the more you practice it, the more it becomes ingrained in who you are. And when that happens, the possibilities for your future become endless. Your life becomes a reflection of your decisions, your actions, and your commitment to moving forward. And with each step you take, you move closer to the life you've always dreamed of. With this newfound clarity on the power of responsibility, we are now ready to face our final internal test. the ability to persevere through pain and to trust our own strength. My friends, we have journeyed together, and we have learned some of the most profound truths about personal power. We have discussed the courage it takes to stand up when life knocks you down. We have mastered the art of looking forward and moving with full responsibility. These are acts of will that transform you from a passive observer into the active creator of your destiny. But now, we must confront the final, ultimate test of your resolve. This is the moment that separates the dreamers from the doers, the hopeful from the successful. It is the moment when the journey, which began with such enthusiasm and purpose, becomes difficult. It is the moment when the weight of your goal presses down on you and a voice, insidious and subtle, whispers in your ear to quit. The question is not whether or not the road will be tough. That is a foregone conclusion. The road to anything worthwhile is a difficult one. The question is whether you are prepared to face that difficulty and, more importantly, whether you have the fortitude to endure it. There will be moments of discomfort, moments of exhaustion, and moments when it feels like the pain of continuing outweighs the benefit of finishing. But in those moments, when every part of you wants to stop, when the easiest thing in the world is to give up, your true strength is tested. If you want to accomplish anything worthwhile in life, you will have to learn to ignore the pain and finish what you started. Pain is an inevitable, non-negotiable part of growth. It is a natural response when you're pushing your limits, testing your potential, and striving for something greater than what you've known. But here is the most crucial part to understand. Pain is temporary. The challenge, however, is that in the moment it can feel overwhelming. It can feel like it's never ending. You might question why you started in the first place or wonder if it's worth it to continue. But if you give in to the pain, if you allow it to define your actions, you'll never finish anything worthwhile. The key to success lies not in avoiding the pain, but in your ability to press on despite the pain. Think about any major accomplishment in your life. The most significant moments, the ones that you look back on with pride, likely involve pushing through moments of discomfort, doubt, or exhaustion. It wasn't easy. In fact, there were probably times when you thought about giving up, times when the weight of the journey felt too heavy, but you didn't give up. You ignored the pain and finished what you started, and that's what made the accomplishment so valuable. The reward of finishing is directly proportional to the pain endured to get there. Now, let's be crystal clear about the kind of pain we're referring to here. The pain I'm talking about isn't the kind that signals injury or danger. It's not about doing something that's unsafe or harmful to your well-being. The pain we're talking about is the discomfort that comes with growth, the discomfort of doing something challenging, of stepping outside of your comfort zone, and of pushing yourself beyond your limits. It's the pain of doing the work, of staying committed when things aren't going your way, and of continuing even when you're tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed. This kind of pain is not an indicator to stop. It's a signal that you're on the right track. When you feel this pain, it means you're stretching yourself, that you're moving closer to the next level of who you can be. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when you push through resistance, when you show up even when it's difficult, and when you decide that your goals are worth more than the temporary discomfort you feel. The most successful people, the ones who achieve greatness, are not the ones who never experience pain. They are the ones who learn how to work through it. The challenge isn't ignoring the pain itself. It's ignoring the voice inside your head that tells you to quit. That voice will always be there. It will tell you that you've done enough, that you're too tired, that it's too hard. It will try to convince you that your goals aren't worth it. But you have to recognize that voice for what it is. Fear and self-doubt trying to keep you in your comfort zone. And the only way to silence that voice is by taking action, by continuing to move forward, and by doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Think about this for a moment. Every time you feel the pain and keep going, you're building resilience. You're developing the strength to handle future challenges more effectively. The more you ignore the pain and push forward, the easier it becomes to do it again the next time. This is how you grow stronger. This is how you build a reputation with yourself as someone who follows through. When you ignore the pain and finish what you started, you're not just achieving a goal, you're proving to yourself that you can overcome anything, and that is a powerful feeling. It's important to recognize that the pain you feel is temporary, but the results of pushing through that pain will last a lifetime. Success is not about avoiding discomfort. It's about learning to move through it. When you finish what you started, you create momentum. You build confidence, and you build trust with yourself. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. And each time you do this, it gets easier to face the next challenge, the next goal, or the next difficult moment. The other key element to remember is that the pain doesn't last forever. As you keep moving forward, the discomfort will begin to fade, and you'll start to see progress. You'll begin to see the fruits of your labor, and that will motivate you to keep going. Often, the pain we experience during the process is just the gap between where we are and where we want to be. As you bridge that gap with consistent action, the pain transforms into accomplishment, into growth, and into a sense of satisfaction that no shortcut can give you. There will also be times when the pain becomes so intense that it feels like it's overwhelming. In these moments, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. But this is exactly when you need to dig in the most. This is when you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. This is when you have to remind yourself that the goal, the dream, the vision is worth the struggle. And as hard as it might be, you need to keep your eyes focused on that. Look ahead to what's possible. Keep the long-term vision in mind and let that pull you through the pain. One way to stay on track is by breaking your goals into smaller steps. When you look at the entire journey, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel like there's too much to do and too much to endure. But when you break it down into smaller, manageable tasks, the pain becomes less intimidating. It's easier to ignore the pain and stay focused on completing one small step at a time. By focusing on the next small action, you take away the feeling of being overwhelmed and make the process more manageable. You can also strengthen your resolve by reminding yourself of the reasons why you started in the first place. Why did you set this goal? What does it mean to you? When the pain gets tough, reconnect with your why. Let it drive you. Let it push you to keep going when you want to stop. Remember, ignoring the pain doesn't mean pretending it doesn't exist. It means recognizing it for what it is and choosing not to let it stop you. It means taking responsibility for your actions and deciding that the discomfort of the journey is worth the reward of finishing. It's about building the habit of pushing through even when things aren't going well and learning to trust in the process. If you want to achieve anything meaningful, you have to be willing to endure the discomfort that comes with the process. There will be times when you feel like you've had enough, when the pain feels unbearable, and when it seems like giving up would be the easiest option. But it's in those moments that you need to remind yourself, this is where growth happens. This is where strength is built. This is where success is earned. So ignore the pain. Stay focused on your goal and finish what you started. Because in the end, it's not the pain that will define you. It's your ability to persevere through it. With this deep understanding of perseverance, we are now ready to discuss the final and perhaps most powerful principle. It is the principle that solidifies all the others, turning a series of difficult actions into an unstoppable force. It is the ability to trust yourself and to stay in the fight longer than anyone else. My friends, we have reached the culmination of our journey. We have stood up in the face of adversity, won our mornings with intention, and dug deeper when the path grew difficult. We have learned that the struggle itself is not the enemy, but the forge in which we are hardened. We have understood that to win, we must be willing to endure the discomfort of growth. All of these lessons, all of these powerful acts of will, lead us to this final and most profound principle. It is the ultimate secret that separates the eternally successful from those who have a brief moment of glory before fading away. It is the ability to trust yourself and stay in the fight longer. Trusting yourself is the most powerful thing you can do in the pursuit of your goals. It's easy to get caught up in doubt, to question your abilities, and to wonder if you're capable of achieving the things you've set out to accomplish. But let me tell you this, the moment you start to believe in your own ability to succeed, you've already made the most important decision of all. The journey ahead is going to test you, challenge you, and push you to places you never thought possible. It will throw obstacles in your path that seem insurmountable. It will present you with moments where your logical mind screams for you to quit, to retreat to safety, to choose the path of least resistance. But the one thing that will carry you through every single obstacle is an unwavering, unshakable trust in yourself. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed before. It doesn't matter how many setbacks you've encountered. If you can trust yourself, you will always find a way forward. Trusting yourself means recognizing deep in your soul that you are strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. It means believing with every fiber of your being that you have the wisdom, the determination, and the resilience to stay in the fight longer than anyone else might. It means knowing that even in the toughest times, you have the inner strength to keep going. Trust is not about being perfect or always having the right answer. It's about believing that you are capable of figuring things out as you go along. The fight you're in isn't going to be easy. If it were, everyone would be successful. The reality is that the road to success is long, it is hard, and it is filled with obstacles. There will be moments when you'll feel like giving up. The path will be steep and the finish line will seem impossibly far away. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't always talent or luck. It is the ability to trust in themselves and to stay in the fight no matter how long it takes. Trusting yourself means accepting that there will be moments of doubt. You are human, and doubt is a natural, albeit uncomfortable, part of the process. It's easy to get caught up in those moments of uncertainty. It's easy to let fear creep in and convince you that you're not good enough, that you'll never make it. But let me tell you something, those moments are exactly when you need to trust yourself the most. Doubt is a sign that you're pushing your limits, that you're venturing into unfamiliar territory, and that, my friend, is exactly where growth happens. Trusting yourself doesn't mean ignoring the doubt. It means continuing to move forward in spite of it. It means understanding that doubt is a part of the process, not a roadblock. Every time you push past that doubt, every time you keep going, even when you're unsure, you're strengthening your confidence in yourself, and that confidence is what will propel you to the finish line. There will be days when you feel like quitting. You might feel like the fight is too hard or that the rewards aren't worth the effort, but that's when your trust in yourself will make all the difference. When you trust yourself, you know that you have the inner strength to keep going even when it feels like you can't. It's during these tough times that you have to remind yourself that you've made it this far. You've already overcome so much, and you're capable of going even further. One of the most important aspects of trusting yourself is staying in the fight longer than most people are willing to. Most people quit too soon. They give up after one failure or when the road gets tough. They mistake the first sign of resistance for a sign to stop. But success doesn't happen overnight. It's built by people who are willing to stay in the fight, to keep showing up even when it's hard. And when you trust yourself, you have the patience and perseverance to stay in the fight longer than others. You trust that each step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. The process of success isn't always about making huge leaps forward. Sometimes it's about showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that the progress is being made. Trusting yourself is about knowing that the consistency, the small actions, and the effort you put in today will pay off in the long run. You may not see the results immediately, but trust that they are coming. And even when they're not visible, stay in the fight longer. Keep pushing forward, keep doing the work, and trust that every step you take is moving you closer to where you want to be. Staying in the fight requires resilience. It requires the ability to keep going even when the road is long and the end seems far away. But resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's developed through repetition, through consistent action, and through trusting yourself when it feels impossible. Resilience comes from the belief that you can weather any storm, that you can handle whatever life throws at you, and that you will ultimately succeed. There will be moments when it feels like the universe is testing you, when you feel like you've given all you can and it's still not enough. Remember that those are the moments that matter most. Those are the moments where you have to dig deep and stay in the fight longer. Trust yourself in those moments. Trust that you are capable of handling more than you think. You've made it this far, and you can go further. Your ability to stay in the fight, to keep pushing through the tough times, will determine whether you succeed or not. The key to staying in the fight longer is focusing on the long-term vision. The results you want may not come immediately. They may take time. But if you stay focused on the bigger picture, you'll be able to endure the tough moments. Trust yourself to stay committed to that vision. Trust yourself to stay consistent in your effort. Trust that the rewards are coming, even if you can't see them right now. The fight isn't easy, but the rewards are always worth it when you stay in the game longer than most people are willing to. Trusting yourself also means being kind to yourself during the difficult times. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things aren't going well, when progress is slow, or when you face setbacks. But part of trusting yourself is recognizing that it's okay to struggle. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to fail as long as you get back up and keep going. Trust yourself to learn from every experience. Trust that every failure is a lesson, every mistake is an opportunity to grow. There is no straight line to success. There are no shortcuts. The only way to succeed is by staying in the fight no matter how long it takes. Trusting yourself gives you the inner strength to keep going when others give up. It gives you the courage to keep moving forward even when you're not sure where the path leads. Trust yourself. Stay in the fight longer and never lose sight of the fact that the only way to fail is to quit. Your potential is limitless, but it's only unlocked when you trust yourself and stay committed to the fight. Trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. Trust that you will figure it out no matter the challenge. Trust that if you stay in the fight long enough, you will win. Keep going. Keep pushing. Trust yourself. Stay in the fight longer than anyone else, and you will find that success is not just possible, it's inevitable. This is the end of our journey, but it is just the beginning of yours. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, you have the blueprint. Now, you must make the choice to trust yourself, stay in the fight, and create a future that reflects the power and the courage you have found within. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this message resonated with you and you're ready to take the next step, do 3 things. First, leave a comment below and tell me one thing you're committed to finishing. Second, share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And finally, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel to join a community dedicated to lifelong growth. Your journey is just beginning.